What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. This is Leo's Nerd Talk, and today we're going to be talking about 8 Crazy Nights. So let's get into that. 8 Crazy Nights is a Christmas slash Hanukkah movie from 2002, starring Adam Sandler as Davy Stone, and it's basically a kind of comedy, musical, Christmas, Hanukkah story, all put into one. Now, if you haven't seen this movie, it's a pretty old movie from 2002, like I mentioned. Premise of the movie is basically Adam Sandler's character, Davey, used to be one of the best, youth basketball kids in his Jewish league. And from some unfortunate events, he kind of went on a kind of downhill spring. When he became older, he started drinking a lot, getting drunk. He was kind of someone that hated the holidays and just was a menace to this little town that he kind of lives in. And he is almost sent to jail when the coach of the team that he used to play for brings himself up and says that he wants to help him out and tries to bring him back to his older self and a more kind person than what he currently is right now. Now, that being said, let's go ahead and get into the pros for me. And I really enjoy Adam Sandler's performance here. I know a lot of people say that Adam Sandler is kind of a one move, one take type of actor where he can only do comedies. He's a very good actor, actually. He's done a lot more than just his comedy roles. That's, of course, his more prominent stuff. He likes doing that kind of things and stuff. But when he gets into more of a serious role, and not to say that this is extremely serious, it's an animated movie, it's a cartoon, but there's still some aspects of it where there is some emotions to be had here. And Adam Sandler can do a pretty good job, and he's a pretty good voice actor, even though he's basically kind of playing himself. He's not trying to change his voice. But he does play Whitey, which is the kind of secondary character in the movie. So he does kind of have those two, and he plays a couple of other characters as little kind of side characters throughout the film. But he does a pretty good job as a voice actor, and even like how we saw, recently this past month with Leo, he does a pretty good job as voice acting. It's still pretty funny, and with this being a 2002 movie, it's very 2000s comedy. So there's some things that if people are quote unquote woke, they won't really like some of the jokes that are here, but I thought it was pretty funny. And I think I've seen this a long time ago when I was a kid. Don't really remember too much of it. I just watched it last night, and I recognize some of the characters here, so I'm sure I've watched this in the past, but this was kind of like another rewatch from me, or another first watch, and it was a pretty enjoyable kind of little funny comedy. And then with the being the musical aspect of it, I enjoyed most of the songs here. There were some that are really catchy, some that are really funny, some that weren't even didn't even sound like they were being songs, but it was just brought a smile to my face, brought a laugh, and it had some pretty good comedy overall. I do think, even though it is a musical, maybe dial it back a little bit on the musical numbers. There's a lot of aspects where it was kind of serious moments and musical hits and stuff like that, and it felt a little offbeat. But being a musical, of course, that's going to be a very prominent thing with the entire runtime. And it's a pretty short movie. It's about an hour long movie, so you can watch it really quick. And there's a lot of good music, a lot of good comedy. Adam Sandler's character has a pretty good character arc, and that's something that I really enjoy with his character, is that he starts off being this kind of rude menace to society in a way to this little town, and he kind of starts becoming, going on the upslope and starts becoming a little bit nicer. He meets a kid of a girl that he used to play basketball with, that he really liked previously, and starts having a little bit more relationship with the kid and playing basketball with him, and he starts going on the upswing. But then when that tragic moment in his life that kind of turned him around gets brought up, he goes back down on that, and he goes more again on his drinking and doing all these things that he is known for in this town. And then towards the end, he kind of realizes that he's been kind of an a-hole this entire time, and he goes to the certain ceremony that the secondary character is really looking forward to. And again, he has that up and down, but his overall character arc, it has a satisfying kind of beginning to end type of move. And with our secondary character Whitey, which is also voiced by Adam Sandler, his character arc isn't too crazy like Adam Sandler's character is, or his main character with Davey. You know, he has been coaching this youth basketball team for many years, even when Davey was a little kid as well, and probably even before then. And all he really wants is this patch that is given out to the town's kind of best person for that year. And he's been wanting this patch forever, and he doesn't want to retire because he wants this patch. And him being that helpful person, helping anybody that's in need, and him being a coach, a volunteer coach, he doesn't have that much money, so people abuse him for his helpfulness and have him do certain things for the lowest amount of money possible. And he doesn't, because he's such a nice, helpful person, and because he wants to prove himself as a good citizen to the city to get that patch. And a lot of people kind of just ignore him and abuse him and laugh at him, make fun of him, and use him for all these kind of dirty jobs and things that people don't want to do, because they know that he'll do it for a quick buck. And that's kind of an interesting story too, where you have Adam Sandler's character as Davey that is known for being a menace, and everybody knows him, but he doesn't want to be recognized. And then you have Whitey, which he helps everybody, one of the nicest guys in this town, but everybody seems to kind of forget about him. And when you bring those two characters together, there's some emotions there as well. So it's overall, it's a fun movie to watch. It's a cute movie. It's, you know, it's a little bit more on the adult side. There's a lot of jokes here that are you know, it's a cartoon, it's more of an adult movie. It's PG-13, but there are definitely some innuendos. There are certain jokes that are a lot more adult. So you can still maybe watch this with a kid, but you know, someone that's a little bit more in the teens, because you have those jokes in there, which are pretty funny for even someone that's younger or an adult to still watch now. Now let's go ahead into the cons. Not too much to really nitpick here. Probably the biggest thing for me is, one, I think there was a little bit too much musical numbers within the movie. I think if they dialed back again a little bit, it would have been a lot more effective. But that's kind of just a nitpick thing, because there are some songs that I was just like, not really necessary. But there's other ones that were a little bit more fun, a little more catchy, a little bit more funny to watch. But the real big negative thing for me here is, I think the way it kind of wrapped up was a little unsatisfying. Again, that's a nitpick. It's a, you know, a cartoon film from back in the 2000s, so not too much to nitpick, but just the way it ended, I felt like it could have ended on a better note. It takes you to this kind of like up and down towards the end, and it just felt a little off. But besides that, there's, you know, not too much to nitpick here. It's a fun movie to throw in for Christmas and kind of have a good time. It's good for background noise. It's an hour-long movie. Not much to dissect here, but I wanted to go ahead and do a review for you guys, because it's a Christmas theme and we're doing the Christmas special. So that's kind of it about in terms of the cons. But it's a fun movie. But let me know what you guys think about this movie. I don't know if anybody has seen it. If you guys haven't seen it, check it out. And it is on Prime right now. If you want to check it out, good movie to watch during the Christmas time. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought about the film. I'd love to hear your comments down below. And this is the second video of the annual Christmas special. And I'll continue putting out more reviews for Christmas as the month goes on. So again, this is Leo's Nerd Talk. And if you guys like talking about anything movies, TV shows, or video games related, click that like button, and also click that subscribe button down below. And I'll see you guys on the next review. Thank you.